I just heard about this. The fact that some advisor who never worked on our staff expressed an opinion that I completely disagree with in terms of the voters is no reflection on the actual process that was run.
Really? That was President Obama on Sunday claiming he basically doesn't know MIT professor and Obamacare architect Jonathan Guber. You know him. He's the guy who thinks everyone's stupid except for himself and John Kerry. But the president was not being straight with the American people. Guber was integral to the process of crafting and selling Obamacare. He visited the White House nearly 24 times. He met with President Obama in the Oval Office, and he met with him in 2006 when he was considering running for office and coming up with his health care plan. He was paid nearly $400,000 by the Health and Human Services Administration and millions more by other parts of the administration in health care consulting fees. Millions, I say. So is the media calling out the president for misstating the facts on Guber, and is the media at all interested in the misrepresentations that Guber has now admitted were made to the American people in the passage of this law? Joe Trippi is a former Democratic presidential campaign manager and a Fox News contributor. Joe, according to the statistics we've seen, Fox News Channel has covered or referenced Guber over 770 times on the air. MSNBC, 79 times. CNN, 27 times. And over the past 10 nights, ABC's World News Tonight and NBC's Nightly News have not mentioned him at all.
I don't know how. The ones that haven't mentioned him at all are that's just crazy, given what he really did say these things. Whether he was integral to the Obamacare or not, that doesn't. I'm saying even if you don't believe he was. He did say these things, and they basically look. It's great harm to Obamacare, to the cause of the ACA, and those who believe in what the president's been doing. Because what it does is it literally has played. This guy literally played right in to everything that the opposition has been saying: the arrogance, the hubris, the deception, all the different attacks that have been made against Obamacare. This guy's out there being real smart. Like you said, he thinks he's smart,
right?
And I think it's crazy for the administration to act all of a sudden like they don't know him. I mean, it's one thing. I mean,
you know what? I think they think they have no choice. You tell me, but do they have a choice? Because what he said, the stuff about calling people stupid is bad, but the stuff that's really damning is how he explains how the American people needed to be misled in order to make them love the law. How are they going to get away? Because then you cut to statements by President Obama doing the very things, saying the very misstatements that Guber says he told them to say and they agreed upon saying.
But Megyn, half the stuff this guy's saying doesn't even make sense. We all know.
Half of it does.
No, but those of us who get into who don't have car accidents and pay car insurance, we're paying and subsidizing the people that do have them. Everybody that's what the basic tenet
of this is.
He
was explicit about the so-called Cadillac tax. He said, let me tell you, American people, they don't like it when we tax them. So we're going to call it this Cadillac tax. We're going to say we're taxing the insurance companies. So the stupid people don't realize we're really taxing the people, but we are. And sure enough, you cut to the soundbite of President Obama saying, we're not taxing the people, we're taxing the insurance companies. It's called the Cadillac tax.
No, I'm saying that all this stuff that he's saying plays straight into what all the detractors and those who attack Obamacare have accused the administration of doing. The mistake here is to look. I don't know if this guy's. I hope his modeling was better than his political communication skills, and the way he looks down on the American people, because that again is what detractors think about their government.
Let me ask you this:
that these guys are just a bunch of people who look down on the American people, and that's really bad for
it's amazing
the
to me how little this guy's statements have been covered by many in the media. And I should say for ABC News, that was Jonathan Karl who was pressing the administration, a little earlier, and he pressed them another time on Guber. But you tell me whether this is played into the trust that people have in Fox News, because a media critic for the Baltimore Sun came out and offered the following. And it's a little long, so bear with me, but he was talking about the success of Fox News. And he wrote as follows: yesterday. I think one of the reasons for this latest evolution of ratings dominance might be that Fox was a far better watchdog on the Obama White House than any other TV news organization. It took the heat and the blowback from an administration that showed an enmity for the press, not seen on Pennsylvania Avenue since the dark days of Richard Nixon. But it stayed the course. And now with viewers seeing the contempt this administration had for them and the truth, they respect what Fox News did the last 6 years. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's very clear that Fox viewers agree with that. That this was the only place that was taking on, or one of the few places that was taking on keeping a watchdog status on the administration. But again, this is where this Guber thing just plays right into.
But it's not just Fox viewers. The point of that piece was not that Fox viewers believe this. The whole point of his piece was everyone needs to believe it. Everyone needs to be looking and trying to understand why a place like Fox is so trusted and dominating in the ratings, And he was explaining the surge, the sheer numbers of Fox viewers in today's day and age.
That's what I'm saying, Megan. That's why it grew. In other words, it wasn't just the Fox viewers, but more people grew. It grew. The audience grew as that was going on. I agree with that.
Well, it was an interesting piece. Joe, you're part of it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Up next, new reporting on why groups like CARE, America's largest Muslim group, may be joining the protests in Ferguson.